looking at. He'll also work with capital gains so that all small business owners and new business startups will not pay capital gains taxes. Now, for those that are more fortunate and are enjoying their 15% capital gains rate, Senator Obama will restore that to 20%, which is, again, the exact same figure that was paid in the 1990s when we saw unbridled economic success. And I might point out, for those students of history, that 20% capital gains tax rate is less than under President Reagan. So we still feel very confident that we will be fair. And again, to reiterate, 95% of all Americans will receive a tax, a cut in their taxes under the Obama tax plan. Thank you.
Yes. Well, again, as I said before, you're not going to grow the economy by growing Washington. We're not going to get America back on its feet by sending more and more money to Washington. And so we support, one, making those Bush tax cuts permanent, as you mentioned, including the capital gains tax cut, keeping it at 25%, not having it roll back up to 10%, another 10% to 35%. In addition, I've said before, what McCain wants to do is get rid of the marriage penalty. He wants to make sure we don't reinstitute the death tax. So he's got a wide variety of tax cuts across the board because at the end of the day, America is driven by its free enterprise system. The jobs are created when we have a healthy economy. A healthy economy is created by business in this country. Small businesses, self-employed, and also things like Ford, GM, and Chrysler here in the state of Michigan. And he's got specific plans, not only to cut middle-class taxes, but to cut capital gains taxes, to end the pension penalty, and to make sure that our businesses get back on their feet so we can get America growing and going again.
Brief response? If you like the past 8 years, you'll love that.
Next question, this side.
Hi. Watching the Republican convention, I continually saw Governor Palin and Mayor Giuliani mock Senator Obama's community service, community organizer. For you, I'd like to know what he actually did as a community organizer, because they mocked it so much. And for you, I'd like to know what jobs Senator McCain has had outside of the military or government.
Senator Obama returned from school and did go back to did move to the south side of Chicago. As a community organizer, he was appalled at the treatment of steel workers that had lost their jobs because their factory had shut down. A community organizer is someone that builds capacity in a community. A community organizer is someone that works with community leaders, with everyday citizens that want to make a change in their lives. That leadership that Senator Obama created afforded the opportunity for regular people in South Side Chicago, in very depressed areas, to lobby and to, one, promote a government in Chicago that they could believe in again, that was critically important. We all have heard about famous corruption issues that exist in Chicago. It resulted in the election of the city's first black mayor, Harold Washington, because of a lot of that community organizing work. Furthermore, it created real, tangible opportunities for community centers and for the capacity of organizations to begin to support themselves and to support the institutions around them. So I think that we should not mock community organizers. We should say thank you to them. They are modern-day social workers, heroes that for very little money build capacity that creates opportunity for a lot of people that have had a world trample around them. I applaud Senator Obama for giving that. He could have gone anywhere in America, gone to any law firm in America, and made any number of money imaginable. Yet he chose to go to Southside Chicago and stand up for regular people.
And to answer your question, the answer is that is his service. His service was in the United States Navy, and as a United States Congressman, and as a United States Senator. Now, the truth of the matter is he actually did have some jobs in between the time he was discharged from the Navy and before he was elected to Congress. But I don't apologize for his service, and I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of or, a gotcha question that we need to run from. He's proud of what he did for the United States of America, proud of the time he wore the uniform. I think everybody here who wore the uniforms of the United States is proud of that, as they should be, as is John McCain. Before he got elected to Congress, the longest time he had spent in one spot was in Hanoi, when he spent 5.5 years in prison. He doesn't apologize for that, and nor will I. Nor will I apologize for the time he spent in the House and in the Senate. I think his service has been honorable. Have we made mistakes? He has, and he's confessed that. And I think that's also refreshing. When he made a mistake with the Keating 5, he turned around and became a leader in ethics reform. And when he ran for president back in 2000 and made a mistake with regards to the flag in South Carolina, he's gone forward and admitted, you know what, that was wrong of me to have said that. That flag stands for everything that's wrong about the country that I love. I fought for this country. They ought to be the United States flag that flies over the Capitol in South Carolina. Now, how many politicians do you know, how many public servants have been willing to go forward publicly and say, you know what, I made a mistake. It was a big mistake. And I'm sorry about that, and I apologize. I think, frankly, that's refreshing. And it would be nice to have somebody like that serving in the White House, which is why I support John McCain.
Thank you. Do you want to respond briefly? Okay. Next question on this side.
My question is for Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill, earlier we touched upon the numerous foreclosures happening in Michigan, and this whole event represents the importance of democracy. As former head of the GOP in Michigan, I'd like to hear some clarification and perhaps, if necessary, some justification on the recent attempt by the GOP in Macomb County to block people with foreclosed homes from voting, which in Michigan's case tends to be low-income, black, and Democratic voters. Thank you very much.
I'll be happy to. They're not. We can solve that in one simple sentence. I mean, I think that's a phony story that's been perpetrated by the messenger. It's been repudiated multiple times. If there's any doubt, let me stand up here at this podium in front of all of you and MDT and say, that's not going to happen. We could put that to rest right now. End of story.
Voter suppression has been an issue that we deal with in every election, particularly at the presidential election time. You know, it became quite fashionable with the late Lee Atwater as a strategy for advancing Republican candidates. As an African American, as someone that represents an area devastated by foreclosures, I certainly hope, and I want to take Rusty at their word, that the Republican Party is not engaging in this. I don't think the story has necessarily been repudiated. It's been disagreed with, and now case has been filed in federal court to ensure that every citizen, regardless of their circumstance, that is allowed to legally vote in this election will be allowed to vote. And certainly, as was related in the Michigan Messenger, there are a number of people that have gone through the horror of foreclosure that absolutely are still eligible to vote and should exercise their franchise on November 4th.
I want everybody to vote. I hope everybody here is registered to vote. I hope everybody votes. If we want to talk about mortgage foreclosures, we can talk about that. But I want to leave it crystal clear. There is no voter suppression going on. We want everybody to vote. Let's put that story to bed and to rest right here, right now.
Next question, Petra.
I want to thank both gentlemen for being here and giving us the chance to know more about the candidates. I have two questions for Mr. Hill, if that's okay. In terms of foreign policy, you mentioned the surge and the character of the surge that John McCain suggested, and his character as well. What else is he planning to do in terms of foreign policy, and is he planning to not cooperate, but work with other nations to solve the world problems, or are we going to continue to make it just the United States responsibility and making our country in danger like it is right now? And then my second question, in terms of economy, you mentioned he have a plan to for better the growth of economy and jobs in the country. I don't know if I missed it, but what exactly is that plan?
Sure.
And then a question for both of you in terms of education. Sorry, I know I have a lot of questions. In terms of education, what are the candidates planning to do to improve the education in our country, and how's just the future of it? Thank you.
Okay.